In the critical first half hour, an estimated 17 million people watched Sarah Palin watch Tina Fey play Sarah Palin on Saturday Night Live. It was closer to 12 million by the time the Bullwinkle lookalike of a moose got shot while the governor danced along to an Amy Poehler rap during Weekend Update. Our third story in the countdown, the best ratings since skater Nancy Kerrigan right after her 1994 clubbing, so it all worked for the show. Worked for the guest star, too. She took home some of the cue cards from her sketch as souvenirs. But did it work for the campaign?
The American people are angry, and John McCain is angry, too. And you can tell he's angry by the way he sighs and grits his teeth, that he's always going like, grah! And now I'd like to entertain everybody with some fancy pageant walking.
I really wish that had been you.
Yeah, Lauren, you know, I just didn't think it was a realistic depiction of the way my press conferences would have gone.
What? The real one? Bye!
To take any of your questions, but I do want to take this opportunity to say live from New York, it's Saturday night.
The tension of that pass-by there, we are told, was not acting. The candidate presumably pursuing a game-changing pop culture moment, feigned deference to her own better judgment, opting out of a bit during Weekend Update, not long after she actually did opt out of a few lines in that previous opening sketch.
Thanks for the chance to come out here tonight. But I've been thinking it over, and I'm not going to do the piece that we rehearsed.
Really? You're so good at it.
Oh, I know. It was really fun, too, but my gut is telling me it might be a bad idea for the campaign.
All the mamas in the house, put your hands up. All the plumbers in the house, put your hands up. All the plumbers in the house, put your hands up. When I say Obama, you say heirs. Obama, heirs. Obama, heirs. I built me a bridge, it ain't going nowhere. The media elite. She likes red meat. Shoot a mother humping moose 8 days of the week.
I'm joined now by Eugene Robinson, MSNBC political analyst, associate editor, columnist of the Washington Post, and for the time being, TV critic. Good evening, Gene.
Good evening, Keith.
So that was the good idea for the campaign?
Where do we begin? I think we can safely say, at least in my experience, it's the first time we've seen a candidate for president or vice president actually kind of pushing it up on network television, throwing her hands in the air and waving them like she just don't care. Beyond that, was this a game-changing moment for the campaign or for television? I think neither, actually. But it looked like at least she had a lot of fun doing the bits, or had some fun doing the bits, and certainly the Saturday Night Live folks seem to have fun.
Could she have done more? I mean, if she wanted to take a risk, could she have done something more in this, or was this what we saw really kind of the best of several decreasingly good no-win situations for her?
I don't see what she could have done to take a greater risk. I mean, to dive headfirst into that Palin rap, for example, could not have been a good idea for her. To actually pretend to shoot the moose with a rifle could not have been a good idea for her. So once you make the decision that she's going to appear on the show, then what? And I think she navigated the shoals, having decided to, run through them. I think she navigated them about as well as she could have.
We're told that there are still undecided voters. If it's 8% or so out of 12 million, that's potentially a million votes there, or nearly such. What did they see?
I think they said they probably saw, presumably they've been paying enough attention to know who Sarah Palin is. They must have, even though if they're undecided, they have formed some opinion, and this probably reinforced the opinion they had. Whether if they thought she's refreshing, they probably think she's more refreshing. If they think she's unserious and unsuited for the vice presidency, they probably think that more after this appearance. I don't think it changed a lot of minds, but it maybe caused some head scratching.
And Obama had a presence during the show, although obviously he paid his way in, at least this time. There was a 30-second commercial. It was aimed at women. This is a problem, is it not, for the McCain campaign? I mean, the only place they don't seem to have to counter ads from Obama is during their actual speeches by McCain or Palin or the surrogates. I mean, they really have they're sort of dodging hailstones in this campaign at this point, aren't they?
On what show does Obama not have a presence in the form of ads? It's really extraordinary. I was at my folks' house down in South Carolina a week or so ago. South Carolina, reddest of red states, not a state Barack Obama is going to carry in his dreams, yet it seemed every couple of minutes or so there was a Barack Obama ad on the air. And why? I guess because he can.
Yep.
And we're gonna see more of it. I mean, we've got a couple of weeks left. I think we're going to see another 10 jillion ads.
And regarding Saturday Night Live, expect in those weeks left an Obama presence again and a McCain presence, Palin presence. We'll see where it turns out specifically. But Gene Robinson of MSNBC and The Washington Post, as always, thanks. Thanks, Eugene.
Good to be here, Chief.